Hey everyone, welcome back to If you love coin collecting, rare finds, and numismatic history, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the 1965 USA half-quarter dollar, or more accurately, the 1965 Washington quarter. We'll cover its history, key features, and most importantly, its circulated value in today's market. So, if you have a 1965 quarter in your collection, stick around. You might just have something valuable. The year 1965 was a crucial one in U.S. coin history. Before this, quarters were made of 90% silver. But due to a silver shortage, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a copper-nickel composition. This was a game-changer because, from 1965 onwards, Washington quarters no longer contained silver. Instead, they were made of a copper core with a nickel coating. This is why the 1965 quarter doesn't have the same shine as the earlier silver ones. You'll see the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Above his head, Liberty is inscribed, and below his chin, you'll find the phrase, "In God We Trust." The year 1965 is right at the bottom. You'll find a bald eagle with outstretched wings, perched on arrows with olive branches below. The words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum are placed above. At the bottom, it reads, quarter dollar. One thing to note, there's no mint mark on the 1965 quarter. That's because, during this transition period, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks to discourage hoarding. Alright, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. What is a 1965 Washington quarter worth today? Since millions of these coins were produced, over 1.8 billion, to be exact, the 1965 quarter is not considered rare in circulated condition. However, certain factors can make it more valuable. Some 1965 quarters have mistakes like off-center strikes or double die errors. These can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In 2014, a rare 1965 quarter struck on a 90% silver planchet, leftover from 1964, sold for over $7,000. Want to check if you have a rare or valuable 1965 quarter? Here's what to do. Regular 1965 quarters weigh 5.67 grams, but silver planchet errors weigh 6.25 grams. Use a digital scale to check yours. Check for misprints, double dies, or off-center strikes. These can add serious value. The better the condition, the higher the price. Coins with sharp details and original luster are worth grading. If you suspect you have a rare variety, sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can help determine its true value. So, is the 1965 Washington quarter worth more than 25 cents? In most cases, no, but if you find one in uncirculated condition or with an error, it could be a great find. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a valuable 1965 quarter? Drop a comment below and let's discuss. The 1965 Washington quarter holds a special place in U.S. coinage history. This was the first year the U.S. Mint stopped using 90% silver in quarters and switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. But why did this change happen? Let's dive into the historical background. During the early 1960s, the United States faced a major silver shortage. The demand for silver was skyrocketing due to industrial use, photography, and coin hoarding. People were melting silver coins for their metal value, which was becoming more valuable than the face value of the coins. By 1964, the situation became critical. Millions of Americans began hoarding silver quarters and dimes, leading to a serious coin shortage. This forced the U.S. government to take action. In 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Coinage Act of 1965, which removed silver from dimes and quarters. Instead, they were now made of a copper core with a nickel coating. Half dollars were also reduced from silver to 40% silver, before being completely removed in 1971. To prevent hoarding and speculation, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks from all coins between 1965 and 1967. That means you won't find a D, Denver, or S, San Francisco, mint mark on any 1965 quarter. All quarters from this year were struck at Philadelphia but without a mint mark. The 1965 Washington quarter had a huge mintage of over 1.8 billion coins. The U.S. Mint had to ramp up production to meet public demand after the coin shortage. The removal of silver from the quarter marked a major shift in U.S. coin history. It paved the way for modern clad coinage, which is still used today. In 1971, the U.S. removed silver from half dollars, making them completely copper-nickel. By 1982 to 1983, the U.S. Mint stopped producing copper cents and switched to zinc with a copper coating. Today, all regular circulating U.S. coins are made without silver, except for special collector's editions. The 1965 Washington quarter may not be the rarest coin, but it represents a major turning point in American numismatics. It ended the era of silver coinage and started the modern coin system we use today. If you ever find a 1965 quarter in your collection, check for it. Today, we're diving into the 1977 Washington quarter dollar, a classic American coin that still circulates today. Is it worth more than face value? Could you have a hidden treasure in your pocket change? Stick around to find out. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of America's first president, George Washington. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan, and it has remained a staple of U.S. currency ever since. The obverse, or front, features George Washington's profile, while the reverse displays the iconic American bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath it, symbolizing strength and peace. The 1977 Washington quarter had a high mintage, which means these coins are common in circulation. Here are the exact numbers. With over 700 million quarters produced, most of these coins are not rare, but some can be worth a premium depending on their condition. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some error quarters from 1977 have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's check out some of the most valuable errors. If the coin's design is misaligned, it can sell for $50 to $150, depending on the percentage of the error. If you see doubling on Washington's face or the lettering, this could be worth $100 to $500. If part of the coin is missing due to a minting mistake, it could fetch $50 to $200. A coin struck without a proper collar can appear stretched and sell for $30 to $100. So, next time you find a 1977 quarter, check for these errors. You might have a valuable coin in your hands. Now, what about proof coins? The San Francisco Mint,'s mint mark, produced special proof quarters in 1977. These were not meant for circulation and have a beautiful mirror-like finish. So, is the 1977 quarter worth keeping? For common circulated coins, the value is mostly sentimental unless they have errors or are in high-grade condition. But if you find a mint state coin or an error variety, it could be worth serious money. Always check your change, and if you find a high-quality quarter, consider getting it graded for maximum value. What do you think? Have you ever found a rare or valuable quarter in your collection? Let us know in the comments below. The 1977 Washington quarter is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design, created by John Flanagan, was initially meant to be a one-year commemorative coin, but it became so popular that it remained in production. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, replacing the standing Liberty quarter. Early quarters contained 90% silver and 10% copper, making them valuable today. Due to rising silver prices, the U.S. Mint changed the composition to 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Like other quarters minted after 1965, the 1977 version contains no silver and is made entirely of clad materials. The 1970s was a period of economic fluctuation, with rising inflation and a growing need for circulating coinage. The U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters each year to keep up with demand, making coins like the 1977 Washington quarter very common in circulation. By 1977, the bicentennial quarter, 1976, had just completed its special two-year run, which featured a different reverse design celebrating America's 200th anniversary. The 1977 quarter marked the return of the traditional bald eagle reverse, which had been in use since 1932. Over 468 million coins minted. Over 256 million coins minted. Only 3.2 million minted, reserved for collectors. The 1977 quarter remains a common coin *** today, with millions still circulating. However, high-grade versions and error varieties can be valuable to collectors. Today, we're diving into a coin that has stirred curiosity, the 1983 half-quarter dollar. But wait, does it even exist? Stick around as we uncover the truth and discuss the value of 1,983 quarters in circulation. First things first, let's clear up a common misconception. In U.S. coinage, there is no official coin called a half-quarter dollar. Some people mistakenly use this term to refer to coins like the 12.5-cent piece, which does not exist. Instead, we'll focus on the 1983 Washington quarter dollar, which is what people often mean when they mention a half-quarter dollar. The 1983 Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. It was made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a reeded edge and a standard weight of 5.67 grams. The obverse features George Washington's portrait, while the reverse showcases the bald eagle. Here's something interesting: no U.S. mint sets were officially released in 1983. This makes high-grade quarters from this year rarer because most went into circulation, suffering wear and tear. So, how much is a circulated 1983 quarter worth today? If you have a regular circulated one, it's usually worth face value, 25 cents. However, some special conditions can make them more valuable. Circulated value is usually 25 cents to $1, but in higher grades, it can go up to $20 to $50. Similar value range as Philadelphia. A well-preserved one can sell for $10 to $100 if in mint condition. These were not meant for circulation and are usually worth $5 to $50, depending on condition. Now, let's talk about some rare and valuable 1983 quarters to look out for. If you notice doubling on the eagle's wings or letters, you might have a DDR quarter. Some of these can sell for $200 to $1,000 if your quarter is missing part of the design due to an off-center strike. It could fetch $50 to $500 depending on how much of the design is missing. Most 1983 quarters were heavily used. A perfectly preserved MS-67 or MS-68 example can be worth $1,500 or more. So, while circulated 1983 quarters are usually worth just 25 cents, certain rare errors and high-quality specimens can be worth hundreds or even thousands. Always check your change and coin collections. You never know what hidden treasures you might find. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin-related content. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare 1983 quarter. Subscribe for more coin discoveries. See you next time.